seconds. Okay. So who would be a lovely volunteer and answer the first question? My friend right here. What does it mean to use direct quote from text?
It means to support your answer from the text.
Okay, it means support your answer from the text. Perfect. Why would readers use direct quotes from a text? Who else would love to volunteer? Sherwin?
To understand the book better.
To understand the book better? Okay. Why would readers use perfect? And number 3, why do readers draw inferences from your text? Inferences, remember that?
To predict something that's going to happen.
Perfect. To predict something that's going to happen, okay? So today we are doing our daily task list. Can someone please read the learning target? Who wants to read the learning target for me? My friend right here.
I can use direct quotes to draw inferences about the text.
Beautiful. If you don't have it in your notebook yet, please go ahead and do so. Put your learning target in your notebook. Okay? While you're doing that, I'm going to read down the criteria for success. Today we are completing my do now, which we just did. We're currently reading the daily task list. And we're going to write our learning target, which we're doing now. And then we're going to engage in good things. So we're going to top it off at 4 good things today. Who wants to share one of their good things? My friend right here.
How I said yesterday that my tita Rose, she gave us antiques and China hut. How I said that I went through and found a necklace that my mom let me keep. I was able to bring it to school today.
Beautiful.
And I want to show it.
Yeah, show us. You guys see it?
Yeah.
Looks nice, huh? Weren't you telling us earlier that you had to look for the beads actually?
Yeah, I had to look for the beads because it was all broken up.
Yeah, it's a nice necklace. Thank you for sharing with us, okay? My next friend. You see your baby goats? Oh, yay. Yay for them walking. And my third friend with the good thing. Who has a good thing? Sherman? Oh, wow. What'd you do?
Or fishing.
Nice. Did you catch anything? Nice. And my last good thing, who wants to wrap it up for us?
Saturday was my brother's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. How old did your brother turn?
4.
Oh, your brother can be friends with my sister. He's 5. She's 5, sorry. All right, thank you for engaging in good things with us. Today we're gonna watch a video on inferences and quotes. Now, I strongly suggest you use your notebooks to take what?
Notes.
Notes, beautiful, okay?
Hi, this is Mr. Sato. Let's learn about making inferences. Don't be scared off by this academic sounding word. You probably made 20 inferences before lunch, regardless of whether or not you knew that that's what they're called. You do make inferences. Picture this. There's breakfast cereal all over the ground, and the box looks kind of chewed up, and your dog, who got into the cinnamon bread last week, is over there with a guilty look on his face. You naturally infer that the dog got into the breakfast cereal, right? And you're probably correct. That's an inference. An inference is just coming to a logical conclusion from whatever evidence you have. It's one of the most valuable thinking skills you can learn. First, here are 3 different forms of the word. Inference is a noun. You make an inference. Infer is a verb. You infer something. And inferential is an adjective. Your conclusion is inferential. Now, it is possible that your dog is innocent, and that cat ninjas invaded the house while you were gone, had a crazy party, and threw the breakfast cereal all over the place, and then chewed on the box just to frame the dog. It's not impossible. And it's more interesting than the dog theory. But is that really what happened? Sadly, there isn't any real evidence to support that idea over the far likelier hungry dog theory. And as for your wonderful but willpower impaired dog, well, there's clear evidence. 1, he was home with the cereal that you forgot to put back in the cabinet. 2, he did this before with the cinnamon bread. And 3, your dog, gotta love him, couldn't tell a lie to save his life. And he's totally broadcasting his guilt, that expression on his face. So, it could have been cat ninjas, sure, but the evidence points to the dog. People believing highly improbable ideas just because they're more interesting than the conclusion that's actually supported by strong, reliable evidence, that's how conspiracy theories get started. People end up in cuckoo crazy land saying things like space aliens assassinated President Kennedy, conspiracy theories.
My apologies. I wanted to make sure you guys catch that. Good inferences are supported by strong, reliable evidence. Right? If you didn't catch the definition for inference in the video, last week we spoke about inferences. Who can remember the definition we gave last week?
You're basically,
It's okay.
you're basically like inferring, like you're putting, like you're thinking about it, like you're predicting what's going to happen.
Perfect. You're predicting what's gonna happen. Or what's another definition that we gave? My friend in the back?
An educated guess.
Beautiful and educated guess. Okay, so again, if you did not get that definition for inference, I know it's pretty long, you can just put down educated guess and or prediction, okay?
To get started. People end up in cuckoo crazy land saying things like space aliens assassinated President Kennedy because he was trying to send men to the moon where they might discover the secret alien outpost. So, in life, you make inferences about things you see around you. In your language arts class, you make inferences in literature. Authors generally don't like spelling things out and making their meaning all obvious because that isn't what real life is like. Literature usually tries to reflect real life. What you need to do is look carefully at the evidence in the book or story you're reading, typically incomplete evidence, and figure out what it means. It's like looking at an incomplete drawing and using your imagination to complete it and figure out what it's a drawing of. For example, Mary Hood's insightful short story, How Far She Went, is about a woman in the American South who is trying to save her angry, rebellious granddaughter from a biker gang. Although it never says this literally, you can tell that the teenage granddaughter is headed for a life of trouble, just like her now deceased mom. Furthermore, an alert reader will be able to make an inference that the grandmother has a kind of a second chance, because if she's willing to make the kind of sacrifices that are necessary, she can create a strong relationship with her granddaughter that she never had with her own daughter, this girl's mother. None of this is actually spelled out in the text, but you can figure it out if you're paying attention. This is often called reading between the lines. How do we know this if it doesn't clearly and explicitly say it in the text? Well, evidence. When you make an inference, you have to back it up with evidence from the text, or why would anyone believe you? Any book.
Beautiful. Please go ahead and make sure you catch that in your notes as well. And we need some textual evidence. Why do we need textual evidence? Who can help me out here? Bianca.
We need textual evidence to support your theory.
What's another word we can use for theory? Perfect, your inference, okay? So you can back up your inference, beautiful.
Bonehead can have an opinion. I think the biker gang just wants to take them both to Disneyland. But without strong supporting evidence, that person is just letting off gas, talking about something without any real knowledge or understanding, and you really don't want to be that person. So if I wanted to support the claim that the grandma is getting a second chance to create a loving relationship with her granddaughter that she didn't have with her own daughter, I might point to page 115, give a quote that supports that idea, then clearly explain to the reader why it proves what I say it proves. Even if the connection seems obvious to me, it might not be obvious to my reader. Then I'd find another good quote, explain how it supports my inference, and so on until my analysis is as rock solid as I can make it. And that's all analysis is, saying, I think this, and here's a breakdown of why I think it. You also make inferences when reading nonfiction. State standardized tests will almost certainly expect you to be able to do this. A standardized test in the great state of Washington asked, what idea is best supported by information in an article about the California gold rush? That's an inference question. To get this question right, you have to understand the article well enough to make an accurate inference. So read, don't just skim. It gave 4 possible answers. A, James Marshall's discovery had life-changing results. B, John Sutter and James Marshall were overjoyed about their find. C, James Marshall's discovery led to new methods of searching for gold. And D, John Marshall established new settlements for gold seekers. I won't make you read the article, but a person who did read and understand the article would know the right answer was A, Sutter's land was flooded by prospectors hoping to get rich quick, and his estate was ruined. And even though he and John Marshall were the first to find the gold, Sutter became an alcoholic and died a very poor man. That's a pretty life-changing result. And of course, the article never included the phrase life-changing result. A skilled reader would be able to read between the lines and make that inference. And if you can do this in a book or in a nonfiction article, you can do it in your real life. And this is where the ability to infer matters most. Let's say you're starting a business. If you're alert to the clues around you, you can make better decisions to assure that your business is successful. You might notice something about the location or nearby competition. Or if you're a soldier, if you can look around you at the geography of the battlefield, at the history of enemy activity in this area, and other clues you pick up, and then read the situation with strong critical thinking skills, you can infer whether you're entering a dangerous situation and what you ought to do about it. Or when it comes to matters of romance and dating, if you're paying attention, you might infer that that person over there is interested in you. And something good might happen if you gave him or her a little encouragement. Again, you're still guessing, but you're making an educated guess. And really, that's about the best you can hope for in a lot of real-life situations. Before wrapping up, we should touch on incorrect inferences. As you know, it's possible to come to the wrong conclusion, and sometimes that's just the fault of weak reasoning, like the cat ninjas. This kind of error in reasoning is called a fallacy. They use that term in math, too. I won't go into detail on the large and complex topic of fallacies, but it's easily looked up on the internet. And remember, the simplest answer that takes all the evidence into account is usually the correct one. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. Sure, there might have been a powerful but tiny localized earthquake under the kitchen table that knocked the cereal box off the table, scattered the cereal, and your dog just thought he was protecting the house from the strangely behaving cereal box when he attacked it. But probably not. So the ability to make inferences is one of the things that makes a person what we call smart. And we say the person who can't make inferences is a little slow on the uptake, right? Because other people figure out what's going on more quickly than he or she does. We have to spell things out explicitly for that person. So when your teacher says he or she is going to help you learn how to make good inferences, imagine in your head that he or she just said that you're going to learn how to be smart today. You're going to learn how to think, because ultimately, that's what making inferences is all about. All right? Now go enjoy getting even smarter than you already are.
Beautiful. Okay, so let's compare notes real quick. What other notes did you take from the rest of the video? Did you catch one of the vocab words? Fallacies. Anyone write that down? Or who can remember what they said fallacies were? My friend right here.
False inference.
Yeah, false inference, right? So if you didn't get that, definitely put that in your notes. Why is that important to know? Why should we know what false inferences? My friend right here.
So that you can like not just go start like blaming people for everything that you might not be right.
Perfect, right? Like what example did they give in the video when it came down to the dog? Who remembers? My friend right here.
They said that it might have been an earthquake in the cereal box.
Right, and how plausible was that?
Because of an earthquake.
Yeah, but was that so possible that it only shook the cereal box? No, right? So that's why we need to make sure that we are also keeping in mind the fallacies. Like, okay, how realistic can that happen, all right? Perfect. So, our next thing is, we're gonna actually tell you guys what books we'll be doing, our guided practice. You guys remember when we spoke to you guys about the guided practice? Who remembers what that is? It's okay if you don't remember. Who wants to take a shot at it? What's guided practice? You wanna try? Alright, what's up?
It's to like guide you to become smart, and it's practice for you.
I love your inferences, your predictions of what it may be, okay? And yeah, you're partially correct. He is absolutely correct. We're gonna guide you guys, definitely, but with 3 different books. You guys remember when we spoke to you about the books? So you guys are already assigned books, and we're gonna go by table numbers. So this is table 1 right here, 2, 3, 4 with Harold, 5, 6, and 7, okay? You guys know your table numbers?
Yeah.
Alright, so table 1, you guys have part-time Indian, so please open up you guys' Chromebooks, log in, my apologies, go into Google Classroom, and you will see some links. Open the Chromebook. So, if you have your Chromebook in front of you, please do so. If you don't have your Chromebook in front of you, please come and get your Chromebook. Which one is yours? 2? I think 2 is right here. Okay. You're 6. And you took 6. Okay. Alright, once you're in Google Classroom, you will see those links. There'll be 3 different titles. One says Outsiders, the other one says Boys in Striped Pajamas, and then the other link will say Part-Time Indian. So table 1, please make sure you click on Part-Time Indian. Table 2, you guys are doing the book called Outsiders.
Cause I'm an outsider.
Table 3, you're doing the Boys in Striped Pajamas. My table 4, Boys in Striped Pajamas. Table 5, you're doing Part-Time Indian. Table 6, you guys are doing the Outsiders. And table 7, you are also doing the Outsiders. So I will give you guys a minute to get there. Let me help, and I'll come to you, okay? What's up?
Do we have to like do it all together?
We're gonna do that right now, just hang tight, okay? Make sure you click on your link. How are we doing over here? Good? Will you open up the book, please? Thank you. Perfect, perfect. How about over here? You're not gonna go in? You in there? Oh, okay, so it's just taking a little while. want the other Chromebook. Okay. Go ahead and get another one. I'll take this one. Actually, Mom, can you roll that? How are we doing over here? Did we all get to the outside? Nice. Which one did you take?
Number 5.
No, that one.
29.
Thank you. Okay, are we all at our designated readings? Yes? Nice, okay. So what I want you to do, I actually want you guys as a group to read with one another for a few minutes so you can get familiar with the reading. And then we'll close off with the exit ticket. Okay? Alright, so please start with your group, which means we are reading together. Go ahead and start that now.
Alright, you guys ready? So, we're on chapter 1. We're going to start at 1. Alright, 3.
Yeah, get familiar with the readings. So we're just gonna start reading.
Like we had to read together, so who wants to read chapter 1? Well, not chapter 1, paragraph 1. Chapter 1. Yeah, paragraph 1. Alright, go.
When I stepped out into the bright sunlight from Nate, darkness all the way
So without
around,
do one sentence. Yes.
and if you need to read that, who always kept his bedroom door.
So start with that.
Alright, who wants to go? For, paragraph 2. Who wants to go for paragraph 2? Yeah. You go?
I had a long walk home, no company, but I usually before all the wars had happened to come home and find someone buried in his possessions. His mother had always told him
How you have the reading together is your choice, but I strongly suggest you do one sentence with each picture. Yeah, you just go up again. And if you need to zoom in, you don't have to zoom in. I can't do that. I was gonna So what you can do is you can follow along with the pencil too, so it helps you out, or with your finger, or even with the mouse. So you can help follow along. So who went first? Did you read the first sentence? Yes. Alright, so the next sentence we'll start down here. This is okay. Perfect sounding out, exactly. Beautiful. Pause right there. So you see how there's a period right there? So it's placed here. Quick, go ahead. So it's your third sentence right here.
I just got done.
I know, but you read the second sentence and now used your turn.
I just read that though. I
No, she didn't hear you, so go ahead.
I read all of it.
I appreciate that. Do it one more time.
I was actually one of the two.